Hello students, welcome to your virtual classes. I hope you all are fine. In this video, we'll be discussing first chapter of class 9th, Matter in our surrounding. The topics which we'll be covering, they are states of matter and change in states of matter. So let's start our video with the understanding of states of matter. As you all know that matter, it is made up of small particles, and how these particles are being arranged in any matter, that gives rise to different states of matter. So matter, it can be divided into three states: solid, liquids and gases. Now let's see how the particles are present in all these three states of matter. So if we talk about the solid state, the particles in this state of matter, they are very close to each other. The space between the particle, that is very less. The force of attraction between the particle, it's maximum. The movement of particle is not possible in this state of matter, but they can vibrate on their position. Due to such an arrangements of particles, the solids are having certain properties. For examples, the solids, they have definite shape and fixed volume. They are less compressible. Their rate of diffusion in this state of matter, it is also very less. Density in this state of matter, it is maximum. The next is your liquid state. Liquid state, examples milk, water, etc. In this state of matter, the particles are very close, are not so close to each other. They have space between them. The force of attraction between the particles, it is moderate, and the particles, they can move about each other. Due to such an arrangements, the liquids possess some properties. They don't have definite shape. They take the shape of the container in which we are keeping them, but they have definite volume. They are less compressible, and the rate of diffusion is more in this state of matter. If we talk about their density, density in compared to solids, it's less. Now the next is your gaseous state. Gaseous state example is your air. If we see the particles, arrangement of particles, the particles are very far apart from each other. They have lot of space present between them. The force of attraction between the particle, it's minimum. The movement of particle is maximum. Due to such an arrangement of particles, the gases also have some properties. For example, they don't have definite shape, neither they have definite volume. They take the shape of the container in which we are keeping them, or they occupy the space of the container in which we keep them. They are most compressible. The rate of diffusion in this state of matter is maximum. Density, it is minimum as compared to other states of matter. So these were your three states of matter. Now let's discuss the next topic, that is change in states of matter. Change in states of matter, that means conversion of one physical state of matter into another physical state of matter, and it can be done by the effect of temperature and by the effect of pressure. So now let us see how temperature and pressure changes the states of matter. So let's see, first talk about temperature. So as you know that temperature, when we increase the temperature, it changes the states of matter, and when we decrease the temperature, then again it changes the states of matter. For example, ice, which is the solid state of matter, if we heat that ice, if we increase its temperature, it gets converted into water, which is the liquid state, and further on heating water, it changes into the gaseous state, that is steam. And the reverse process also takes place if we just decrease the temperature. That is, if we are decreasing the temperature of steam, it will get converted into liquid state, that is water, and on further decreasing the temperature, it will be converting into the solid state, that is ice. Now, as you have seen that one state was getting converted into the liquid state, another state, and one again further heating it changes into another state. The reverse is also taking place. So we can say that this change in state is a reversible process. Now let's talk about the different changes which takes place when we are increasing or decreasing the temperature. For example, melting or fusion. Melting or fusion, this is the process in which solid state gets converted into the liquid state of matter. Example, when we heat ice, it gets converted into water. And the temperature at which this change happens, that temperature is called as your melting point. In case of ice, the melting point is 0 degrees Celsius. It has been seen that when the temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, the heat which we give, that heat is being used up in breaking the bonds between the solid particles, and at that, when the bonds are being broken down, the solid gets converted into the liquid state. So this heat which is being used in breaking the bonds, it is called as your latent heat of fusion. So latent heat of fusion, it is defined as amount of heat which is being required to change 1 kg of solid into liquid state at atmospheric pressure and at its melting point. In case of ice, the latent heat of fusion, it is around 3.36 into 10 to the power 5 joule per kg. Now let's talk about the next, that is your boiling. Boiling or vaporization, it is a process in which liquid state gets converted into the gaseous state of matter. So the temperature at which this conversion takes place, this change takes place, that temperature is called as your boiling point. In case of water, the boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. So what happens at 100 degrees Celsius? The heat which we are giving at 100 degrees Celsius, that heat is being used up by liquid particles, so that their bonds present between them, they can be broken down, and hence they can be converted into the gaseous state. The amount of heat which is being required to convert 1 kg of liquid into the gas at atmospheric pressure and at its boiling point, that is called as your latent heat of vaporization. And in case of water, latent heat of vaporization, it is 22.6 into 10 to the power 5 joule per kg. Now the next is your condensation. Condensation, this is the reverse of your vaporization or boiling. In this state, the gaseous state gets converted into the liquid state of matter, and it happens when we are decreasing the temperature. So when we decrease it, it gets converted into the liquid state. The next is your freezing. Freezing or solidification. It is reverse of your melting process. So in this process, the liquid state of matter, it changes into the solid state of matter. And the temperature at which a liquid changes into the solid, it is called as your freezing point. In case of water, the freezing point is 0 degrees Celsius. There is one more way in which change in states takes place, that is called as your sublimation. So normally it happens when we are heating any solid, the solids, they first get converted into liquid, and liquids on further heating gets converted into the gaseous state. But in cases of some solid, it has been seen that when we are increasing their temperature, they directly changes into the gaseous state. So this conversion of solid state into gaseous state on heating is called as your sublimation. Example, it happens in camphor, naphthalene, ammonium chloride, etc. So when we heat these substances, they directly changes into the gaseous state. Reverse of this process also takes place, that is when we are cooling the vapors, they get converted into the solid state, and that process is called as your deposition. So we have seen that on increasing temperature, how one state of matter, it changes into another state, and on decreasing, the reverse process also takes place. So in this way, the temperature changes the states of matter. Now let's see how pressure changes the states of matter. pressure, that is force per unit area. This force also changes the states of matter, and this effect is very well seen in case of gaseous state. Solid and liquid state, the effect of pressure is not, we are not able to notice it out. So it has been seen that when we increase pressure on the gaseous state of matter, the particles, they start coming close to each other, and hence the gaseous state of matter, it gets converted into the liquid state of matter. Whereas one thing is to be remembered, when we are increasing the pressure, the temperature has to be decreased out simultaneously. The reverse of this process also takes place, that is, if we are decreasing the pressure, the gas liquid will be getting converted back into the gaseous state. The best example of this conversion is their LPG cylinders. So when the LPG cylinders are being filled, the gas which is being filled in this cylinder, that is filled under high pressure, and hence it gets converted into the liquid state. But once we release the pressure of these cylinders, when we open the nozzle, this liquid state gets converted back into the gaseous state. So this is how the pressure changes the states of matter. I hope in this video you would have understood what are the states of matter and how we can change one state of matter into another state. Thank you.